up, everybody? Welcome to the IAG Thursday thing. This thing we try desperately to do every Thursday, but I gotta be real, we've been failing a lot lately. Uh, yeah, it's we just got back from Road America, man. But this week I'm super stoked. We got the old cast back. So first up, Warranty. Warranty's back. How you doing, Warranty?
Dewey, I'm great. I had a whole week of work dinners and work drinks, and then I got on a plane to Washington, D.C. to do it again, but for a work conference. So I'm pretty tired from all of the partying. So it's good to be here.
I mean, you were with us this last weekend too, so I mean, you've been around, man. You've done some
Yeah, I've
stuff.
done a lot in the last 2 weeks
Yep.
between work and racing. So nice. I'm so glad I went to Road America and got a chance to relax. So, yep,
And
back to it.
honestly, it wasn't that bad. Okay. We've had worse trips
No,
to
it
Road
wasn't.
America. Okay. So
That's right.
we're also joined by executive producer Jordan, who is it's starting to feel a little bit better, at least in some form or fashion. Jordan, what's up, buddy?
Not much. Still just laying in bed. Getting better overall. I can move better, but all the back pain is still there and just as bad.
Fuck.
So it's like a 50-50. But I had some serious FOMO not going to Summer Apex though.
I mean, dude.
Not that I could go, but I'm just like fuck. Everyone's there having fun, and I'm just trapped. At least I got to watch it on TV this time rather than it not being streamed.
Yeah. Yeah, at least, and the stream was solid. So like I don't know.
Yeah,
if
stream was pretty solid.
Yeah. I think
I
they
was
did
gonna
a good
say.
job.
I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. But
Just
I'm
to
gonna
make it
miss
worse,
Iron Man
Jordan,
too.
it was a really good weekend, Jordan. You missed a really good one.
I know it looked like it was super fun.
It was about
Thanks for cheering me
8,000
up, man.
degrees out. It was hot, like big hot.
It
Mhm.
looked so hot on Sunday. I don't know if anyone who caught it on the stream, but the podium sprint, literally after street class, everybody was their second lap was doing a cool down lap. There was no ifs, ands, or buts. Everyone was going slow on their second lap.
Yeah,
Oh,
it
yeah.
didn't matter what. The only cars that were able to maintain speed were Sunday Cup and like Club TR. Literally everybody else is dead after one lap.
Oh yeah, I mean it's
Mhm.
a 4 mile track. It's such a long track to be that hot. There's no way you
Yeah.
could keep the
But
car
we're going to
going.
talk about it because we actually hit some we have some interesting temperatures to talk about that we were looking at.
Oh, cool.
Ooh.
Yep. So we also Randy put together a sweet thumbnail today. We did steal that picture from Rob Wilkinson. But the thumbnail looks really good, and thanks Randy, as always, good to have you around. So Road America, brothers,
Yeah.
that was a thing. So
It sure was.
I mean, I guess let's just kind of start from the top. And the road to Road America. We did a refresh on Boogie's engine in between Mid Ohio and Road America. We did this because that engine already had 6 races on it. It still ran, and there's a good chance we would have been okay, but we did not want to risk it. Background of this whole thing is I've never went to Road America ever before IAG, all of it, and ever drove the car back on the trailer. It's never happened with Boogie, ever. And it's brutal. It is so hard on cars. You have to understand, this is a 4-mile track with 3 giant straightaways. And you are, Boogie hits almost 173 times in one lap.
God bless.
It is brutal. You are wide open throttle, buried in 6th 3 times. It is so hard on the car. So and it doesn't matter whose car it is, what car you have, whatever. I do think the naturally aspirated V8s maybe have a little bit of a safety margin compared to like a small displacement turbo car or something like that. I think the car that probably deals with it the best is something like Cal's AMG GT that's designed for that sort of thing. But even he was hitting temperature problems. And, there was NAV8s that weren't making the weekend. And it's brutal. It's just, it's hard on everything. So hard. So,
And it was a hot weekend. So you're going really fast and in a really hot climate.
yeah. So you're just tons of load, then turbocharger and all that. So it's brutal. So long story short, we decided it would behoove us to do a refresh. Okay. So Dylan popped the engine out, the guys in the engine room slammed something real nice together. And honestly, she's a pretty cherry unit. Got it back into the car just in time to get out the door. And Dylan, I mean, bless his heart, man. That's the only way I can put it. Dylan did everything he possibly could do right to get out early. All right. So he gets out. He makes it 10 freaking minutes down the road. He's out 2 hours before he wanted to leave. So proud of him. Okay. He bumps a curb with a trailer and it eats a tire.
Oh no.
So wait, this is separate from the
we're
bearing
getting there.
too?
We're getting there.
Yeah.
It ain't even the same wheel.
Oh no,
my
multiple
God.
problems.
So 10 minutes eats a tire. Thankfully, it was right as he was trying to pull in to get gas. And I don't know if you've ever been to Westminster, Maryland, but I can tell you it ain't set up for a 38-foot RV with a 30-foot trailer behind it.
No, it is not.
Places aren't.
It's basically the way people were kind of like, they weren't giving them enough room to take a corner, and the trailer went a little tight and bumped this curb, and it is what it is.
The people are not set up for an RV and a trailer either.
Well, but that whole side of the country isn't. I got to be real. Like getting to Lime Rock sucks in this thing because it is all East Coast shit that was based off of like horse trails, the 1700s. Like nothing is thought out for giant vehicles. It sucks. I honestly, I do not. I like going out to the East Coast if I'm in a car. I have a really good time, like with all this, the weird architecture and stuff, and how roads ended up getting laid out in certain ways, but it blows in a frickin' RV. It is the worst. So he pops a tire, manages to get back on the road, so he loses his 2-hour advantage. Okay. He's motoring the hell along. I'm telling this story for him, honestly, because if he tells a story, he's going to want to choke me. He's motoring along real well and gets all the way to, I don't even think he got into Wisconsin. It was just the north side of Chicago somewhere at a Walmart, goes to park.
Yep.
So we can get some sleep. It's late as shit. And as he is backing up, a trailer wheel literally falls off and rolls away. Not the same wheel. Not the same wheel. He takes a picture of it. He's like, you have got to fucking be kidding me. Every single time this poor man has tried to drive to Wisconsin, last year the RV was a disaster. It took him like 3 days to get there. I don't know if you remember that. We ended up having to leave the RV at URW.
I offered to come pick up the trailer if I had to, like just to finish driving it the way there.
What up, Dylan?
Can you hear me?
Yep, spit it.
All right. So I wanted to leave early enough because the year before we ran into towing issues with the camper. The camper broke down. And I broke down before Indianapolis, and I had to limp it all the way from Indianapolis to Road America, which is quite a haul.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, I went through Chicago the year before at like 4 a.m, and power was just cutting out. So RV's fixed. RV's great. I get this time. I'm like, all right, we're leaving early. Yada yada yada. I pull in the first gas station. 5 minutes down the road, people are sticking too far out past the white line. I can't make the turn. I hit the curbing, blow a tire, whatever. I get fuel, get ready. I lose a little bit of time, and we get back on the road. Cool. I make it from that point all the way to what is it? Muskegon, Illinois.
Waukegan is where I ended up
Waukegan?
stopping. Yeah. So-
It's like 1 a.m. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a few hours of sleep. We're like 2 hours from the track. Easy day. Excuse me. We're driving around the Walmart parking lot. It's Joanna and I and the dog, and we're like, we just need to find a good spot. I don't want to get blocked in. We're a long rig, so I want to be sure I can get out. I find a good spot. I put it in reverse. I start backing up, and as soon as I stop, the wheel doesn't roll away. It literally just plops on the ground, and I watch it happen in my rearview mirror. And it's a trailer wheel. It just plops on the ground and lays flat. And I'm like, you gotta be kidding me right now. And all I could do was laugh because it's like, well, I can't even believe it held on to here.
yeah.
So I get out, look at it. I'm like, all right, cool. Well, I'm glad we made it to at least here. I'm at a Walmart. Like, this seems like a decent town, decent area. Like, hopefully I can find some stuff. I'll deal with it in the morning. I'm gonna wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Walmart opens up at 6. I'll get a good head start on it. We'll be on the road by 9. And I had to pick up fuel potentially too.
Yep.
And you end up having to go get it.
Yeah.
But
We'll get into that.
I was like, I'll still be at the track by noon. So I wake up, a few hours of sleep, and man, the bottom of the spindle on the trailer and the bearing are just flat. They melted together. And I'm like, I kept going to the Walmart buying grinders and all sorts of stuff. And I'm like, dude, this is not going well right now. Come to find out, you can't just find a trailer axle. Not a torsion axle anywhere, just handy. So I found a trailer shop 3 miles up the road, luckily, and the guy was super nice, super great guy, gave me a hand. He didn't think it was fixable. He's like, you need a whole axle. You're gonna have to leave the trailer here for a few days. They might be able to get an axle in a week. And I'm like, I don't have a week. I need to get this trailer to the racetrack 2 hours north.
Enter
Right
Jeremy
now.
Bailey.
Yeah. So I call Bailey. Me and him start scheming. I get it ground down and round again, and I'm like, dude, I think this is gonna fit. The guy at the trailer shop gave me some bearings to try and a new hub, and Bailey gets there and he was like, bro, we gotta get shit done. And I'm like, it's hot out, I'm sweating, and he's just like full like, I've dealt with worse. Let's get this thing back together. And we slammed together. And
On my
I think I was yeah. I think we got out of there at 5 p.m.
Yep. You got out of
It was
there.
like me.
You got out of there as I was getting fuel.
Yeah. It was like 4 something.
Yeah.
So my get to Road America super early and get a really dope spot thing didn't work out this year. And I tried really freaking hard. The car was ready. The trailer was ready. Well, I thought was ready. Obviously, this goes to show that trailer maintenance is super important, and that you should always check your wheel bearings and grease everything and whatnot. And yeah, so unfortunately, I wasn't late this time.
No.
Last year
Last
year I was a day late.
Yeah, no, you weren't late. We had I'm not enthusiastic about the spot we got, but Graham kind of got us in there. We'll give him a pile of shit later. But I was hoping to get something that was a little more out of the way and not in the chaos, and we ended up having to like rearrange shit, but we're fine. Our spot was okay. So either way.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna continue on from here, okay? Holler if you're like, yo. All right. Ah! Shit. All right. So, Dylan isn't going to make it to where we're getting fuel because the trailer is not having it, okay? So, I actually came across with my family. I spent the week before hanging out with my family in Michigan, and we came across on the ferry. And I had my brand new fancy grandpa truck. By the way, the ferry is really cool. If you ever get a chance between Ludington and Manitowoc, like that ferry is neat. It takes cars back and forth. They show movies and crap on it. It's really neat.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of fun.
That's on my list.
Do
I'm going
it.
to take Sparkles on a date. We're going to drive the ferry and then come back around one of these days.
You have a great time. It
Yep.
gets my seal of approval. A lot of fun.
Cool.
Okay. So either way, I got the grandpa truck. We get to Road America, and then Dylan's like, dude, I ain't gonna make it to get fuel, and they close at 5. And we ain't gonna have fuel for the weekend if I don't get this shit. So I have to go find somebody like at Road America. They had this like shipping and receiving like pole barn kind of thing with a couple old dudes working at it. I'm like, hey guys, I need a favor. I need to dump all the shit, all of my luggage. Cause we had my family's like luggage for like 2 weeks in here, in the bed of the truck. And I needed to go get 2 barrels of fuel. I'm like, can I dump all this shit? And they're like, oh yeah, dude, no problem. So they let me tuck all the crap in there. And we blasted down to Corey Oil, which is the home of Fuse Fuels. So that's what we're running right now. So we got a bunch of E85R in barrels because one of the things we noticed in our last engine is pump E85 for kind of the crazy shit that we're doing maybe isn't the greatest idea if you aren't getting great pump E85. Midwest pump E85 is a little different than East Coast pump E85 and is a whole lot like Midwest pump E85 is pretty solid, but we didn't know what the tank around there was going to be. And there was too many unknown variables. So we decided let's just buy some barrel fuel.
So E85R, let's talk about what that is real quick.
Sure.
So E85R is 85% ethanol guaranteed because it comes out of a barrel.
Yep.
And it doesn't change. And then secondly, the last 15% is 100 octane rather than 87, which is how regular E85 comes out.
Actually, it's not what most E85 is. It's not even E87. Like what it does is they make that 15% with whatever the lowest amount they can to barely consider it gasoline. And a lot of times it's like 82.
Ooh,
it's
crazy.
Really crummy fuel. That's what they do to keep the cost where it is. But so you got to think about this. The lower your ethanol content is, the worse that other part is. Now, if you get some really high ethanol content, which you get a lot in the Midwest, you're getting E80, E85, somewhere in that ballpark, that other percentage isn't that big of a deal. Unless it's coming out of really shitty tanks. But the percentage that, it can be an issue. Okay. Now, is that going to be a big issue for somebody just running flex fuel on a WRX and having a good time with a mid 400 horsepower car? Probably not. Okay. Is it an issue for us that we're seeing 170 mile an hour 3 times in one lap and burning this bitch down? Yeah. Little different. Okay. So keep that in mind.
What's the cost per gallon on this E85R?
We were under $5 a gallon.
Okay, so not crazy like 100 octane used to be.
Octane used to be like $8.50 a gallon. Like
I remember those days.
It was oh my god, it destroyed me for a weekend. It was the worst.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So what was the brand of the oil or the fuel again?
Fuse.
Yep.
Fuse.
Okay,
fuel.
is that different from what you were getting elsewhere in the country?
We were getting Ignite before, was what we were running as our barrel fuel before. And then, we had been using a barrel that was an old Ignite barrel that we were just filling with pump E85.
Right. I remember that. Yep. Okay. So did Graham have to adjust the tune for the E85R?
Yes.
Yeah, it wasn't.
It wasn't super far out, but yeah, I mean, there's a little bit of adjustment to be made, but ultimately, I mean, we had done a lot of tuning prior to running like the Sheets pumpy, and we had been running on similar fuel, and then now it's kind of back to running good fuel. So it's going to be a little bit happier. EGTs are a little bit lower, stuff like that, and ultimately it's going to keep the engine healthier.
And I mean, we have an ethanol content sensor in there, and it does, due to that and what's going on, it does make compensations. Josh is asking in the chat, why don't we run E98? It's kind of simple. The rules state we have to run E85. So
Yep.
E98 to
So you drop.
E85. It doesn't say ethanol. It literally says E85.
So you drop your stuff off. You boogie down to 30 minutes away. Get your barrel fuel.
No, it was about an
Come
hour and a
back?
half. And I got there like 15 minutes before they closed. So
An hour and a half. So you went down south from the ferry.
yeah, it was about an hour and a half due to traffic and all sorts of stupid shit from Road America to this place.
Oh man! So then you had to turn around, come back, probably at least another hour's drive.
Yeah, which coming back wasn't a big deal. After we got the fuel, I had it strapped in there. That wasn't a big deal.
Yeah.
You know,
Damn.
then it fit in the back of the old GMC Grandpa truck, no problem, baby. I love that truck. I love that truck.
That's a nice truck. Makes me want to pick up truck for sure, man.
I'm going to tell you a little story but when I was following Dylan going through Chicago, the gas mileage I got was absurd. So we'll talk about that, but that's a totally different story.
That's later.
So either way,
All right, so you got your fuel.
Got the fuel, so we're ready for the weekend. We're all really excited, all right? The dust settles. We're done yelling at Graham for sticking us in the middle of this damn paddock with grass nowhere to be found and, you know, nothing making sense and we can't fit anything anywhere and everybody's where they need to be finally, okay? We're ready for tomorrow morning. Car's ready to rock. Dylan threw the alignment. We went with a little bit less camber, so we had a little bit more tire on the ground under braking. Mary showed up and talked a lot.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. So Mary Fields, drag racer, owns a shop down in Texas.
Yes.
Came up to Road America, which is essentially northern Wisconsin, for the weekend to visit you and show support. So that was really cool.
I mean, it wasn't really what I wanted her to see. Was she needed to see Gridlife. Okay. I've been screaming about it for how long, and I needed her to see what I was saying. Because you can say it all you want, but until you experience it, you have no idea. So and that's a whole conversation for another year or another time, and maybe we'll have her on again and talk to her about what she thought about Gridlife, because it was her first experience and it was different.
Yep.
And
spoiler alert, she really liked it, but we'll let her tell the rest of it.
Spoiler alert, it got real expensive for her real fast because she's rethought everything now.
Yep. She wants to come race.
So we're figured out. We go to sleep, wake up in the morning, we go out for first session, right? I'm excited. This car feels great. I'm ready to rock. We go out and I go down the front straight. Car is feeling really good. Okay. Go down the front straight. Everything's feeling right. Somewhere between turn 1 and turn 3, the car, I think it was leaving turn 3, the car just felt lazy. But I'm like, we got to get a lap in, kind of see what's going on. So I try to put some sort of lap in. There was a lot of confusion on when we were supposed to get out there. They weren't announcing it very well. So we ended up getting out for that session kind of late too. We didn't roll out when we were supposed to. So we were kind of in a mad rush to get something in. We were dealing with a lot of traffic and all sorts of crap, but managed to pull out a 219, which I was really bummed about until I saw what the situation was. The car, again, dog slow, could not figure it out, but we needed to get a lap in, and the car felt fine. It wasn't throwing any errors, and I wasn't worried that the car was hurt. It was just slow. So I'm like, boost leak, something like that, whatever. We'll go out next session, figure it out. Our goal for the weekend, honestly, was try to roll out first session, smack a ridiculous lap as fast as we could, and then park the bastard until Sunday. Okay, we didn't even want to start the car on Saturday. Maybe mess around Saturday morning, but that was it. It did not work out that way. So we pull in, and I'm like, I don't know, a bunch of traffic. Nothing was working out, but the car's like way down on power. Like, dude, I only hit like 155 on the straights. We're down like 25 mile an hour what we thought we were going to be. So I don't know what's happening, but we still managed to run a 219, which I was kind of proud of. To give you an idea, in 2019, so that was year 1 of Boogie, okay? We ran a 2-minute 21 second, and they wanted to see my data. Okay, because I got accused of Tom O'Gorman driving the car at a 221. All right.
Yep.
So we ran a 219, and then when we popped the hood and took a look at it, we forgot to put a zip tie on the blow-off valve for the hose, so it just popped off and the blow-off valve was wide open the whole time. So we had a boost leak, a 2-inch boost leak the whole time.
Yeah, so that was entirely on me because we had just put an engine in, and before I left, we had it on the dyno, and I logged boost off of that port, so I forgot to put a zip tie back on it. So our plans for doing a lap Friday morning and then hanging out and doing nothing for the rest of the weekend went right out the window.
Well, it's okay. The next session, I threw one on me. So I came in, I did get some good data from this. And one of the data points I had was this car is really, really upset, even at the power that we're at coming into turn 14, which is the last corner coming onto the really long front straight. So I was like, my idea then was I feel like the car is throwing too much weight forward. I think we should make suspension adjustments universally because I like the balance of the car as it sits, and we should just try to go up on everything. So maybe the car doesn't have as much pitch to it when I hit the brakes, and it doesn't take so much weight off the rear. This was where my brain was at, right? So we did that. We fixed the boost, and we go out for the next session. Holy shit, was that a bad idea? This was by far the worst bouncing I'd ever had in the car. Every single corner exit, the car would hop like hell. And to the point where I have a feeling we may have even damaged the suspension doing it. Which is something that, right now the coilovers have been yanked off and sent to Fortune for a once over. But no, this was not the Code Brown lap. So either way, we had, because we knew we were testing at this point, we put the old tires on. Okay. And the old tires were, we had some older RE71 RSs that we were just going to try to rip around on. They'd seen some days. But either way, car's bouncing like hell. So we come back in. That was the last session of the day. I'm like, dude, this thing is bouncing like crazy. We got to figure this out. Like, she's rowdy. And we decide for tomorrow morning, what we're going to do is we're going to pull a bunch of compression out of it and go back out and try to run it. And we did, but most of the wheel hop was still there. So then the next session, we pulled a bunch of rebound out of it. Now this was the scary session. So we pulled a bunch of rebound out of it, only in the rear, because I wanted the front to stay stable and rather car understeer a little bit. Bouncing completely gone. And I mean, we took a huge swing at rebound. I think we went like 11 clicks, 10 clicks down on rebound. Like we took a ton of rebound out. So we basically have the clicks that were in the shocks, and bouncing completely gone. So now I'm leaving corners the way we should with the amount of power that we should have. So we're still on these old tires. I come around turn 5. You go up into what they call Corvette Bridge. Okay. And normally I would leave turn 5, and I nailed turn 5 here. Normally I'd go just as I'm cresting the hill. I'd have to start easing on the brakes and getting the car to pitch in. And that would allow the car to rotate in really well. And it might be a little dicey, but not too bad. But I could get the car slowed down pretty well. But now that we're leaving corners the right way, and I nailed 5, and we're making some juice and this thing's moving out, I ended up carrying a significant amount more speed going into Corvette Bridge than I was used to. I go to hit the brakes and the tires lock up. And I couldn't, we must have picked the car, like the car must have basically caught a slight amount of air and freaked ABS out, is what I'm assuming. That and these tires were cycled out. They were done. They weren't having it anymore. So either way, I managed to not go off the track, create a little bit of smoke. Car feels okay. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go finish the lap, play around with this a little bit. But the bouncing's gone. I'm super excited. I just want to check the rest of these corners and make sure everything's right. So one of the scary spots, when it was still bouncing, was coming out of the carousel, because I'd even get on the gas there and it'd start hopping. And I mean, that's the last place you want that thing to hop. But totally flat. Car felt great. Shot through the kink real quick, carrying a bunch of speed. Felt awesome. Heading down into Canada Corner, which is the one way in the back in the woods. Burning into that and go smack on the brakes at the 5 marker, which is where I thought I should be. And I think I probably should have got on the brakes about a half a brake marker sooner, especially with the tires that we were on. And whatever was pissing ABS off kind of happened again. Whatever happened, you can see some people took some pictures as I was coming by. You could see the fronts are basically stopped.
So did you end up having to fix anything with that? Because I remember you telling me you had ABS issues.
Either way, I'm trying to like trail brake to get this car in, playing with the ABS. It wasn't happening. The car ended up spinning and rolling off the end of Canada Corner. Okay. It didn't really hurt anything. It was a pretty gnarly spin. Now this spin, there is some curbing leaving there. Maybe this is what caused me to maybe hurt the coilover too. Thankfully I didn't get in anybody's way. Ryan Matthews is right behind me and caught a killer video of it. If you guys go check out Ryan Matthews' lap video, you could see me shooting off the end of it. It was pretty funny. Definitely Code Brown. I shit my pantalones pretty good, and it put me in check the rest of the weekend. So either way, I pull back around, come in. I'm like, hey man, something's up with ABS or whatever. We have a long talk about it, see what happened. There was 2 things I think happened. One, I went in a little too hard. Okay. 2, I think I downshifted a little too early, and I think that like shocked the tires. And when I shocked the tires, I think I freaked ABS out. And the tires just weren't. They were done. They were saying no more.
The tires are from 2 years ago.
Yeah, they're old. Like it wasn't something I was that worried about. I was trying to take it easy through the carousel and any scary spots. But like I went a little hard in the brake zone for tires that were that old. That's on me. I should have respected that a little bit more. Either way, end up spinning the car, coming in. We have a talk about the Code Brown moment and decide, okay, we're gonna throw the other tires back on. Let's why don't we calm our asses down, throw the other tires back on, look over the car, make sure it's good. Car's fine. We're feeling fine. The alignment might be a little off at this point, but the car is solid. We're in a good spot. We want to go make sure that this fixes the brakes. So we go out for the last session of the day, and it was hot. We're talking low 90s, heat index well over 100. It sucked ass. I was supposed to go out there and just kind of check the car out, okay? And so I'm having this conversation in my head. I go through 1. I'm basically on our lap time where I need to be. I go through 2. I'm still on the lap time I need to be on. So I kind of like, I'm actually like a hair down on time at this point. So I'm not making it down the straight as fast as I normally would because it's hot. I make it through 5 and 6. I try something on 6 now, going up that hill, so I don't do anything silly with the brakes. I start braking a little early going up the hill while I have a bunch of compression, then trail off a little easier. So I have I can get the car to really rotate in, and I can accelerate quicker, but it's not lifting the car. So I sacrifice the beginning of the corner to just get on the gas sooner. that seemed to work out really well. So I ended up gaining a little time there. So now I'm up on my time. So I'm like, if I'm still up after the carousel, we'll just finish the lap out. So I'm boogieing through, come through the carousel. I one of the things I wanted to work on was shifting mid carousel, going from third to fourth. Instead of trying to do it late, do it early so I can smoothly leave the carousel. That nets me even more time. So I leave the carousel up by a good amount. I'm like, oh shit, we got to finish this thing out. I try to take it fairly easy through the kink because I see Jesus every time I come through there. So I was talking to Peter Granberg yesterday on the Heat Exchanger podcast. Peter beats me by like 7 miles an hour through the kink, but my approach to the kink's drastically different than him. He's completely flat through the kink. I'm not. It is a breaking moment for us, and then I accelerate through it. I could probably break a little bit less, but it is a breaking moment. So I break for the kink, drop down to, I think I was 111 through there, something like that, 112. Pete was like 119. Come into Canada corner, break a little early to the point where I actually overbroke for it and had to get off the brakes and then re-brake again to get the thing to rotate the way I needed to. And I'm still green as shit. And I'm like, oh man, we got to finish this thing out. So I come out of Thunder Valley and man, this car is so damn fast that I've been having issues all weekend. Coming out of Thunder Valley, I carry a ton of speed and I can't get the car over to the outside of turn 14 correctly. So I'm like mid-track trying to get this car slowed down, and it really screws me for 14, which screws me for the whole straight. After having conversations later at that night, we changed this up, but the record lap, which I'm talking about right now, the car gets really crazy in the rear. I have to make a really quick counter steer, get the thing in order. We get on the gas a lot later than what I'd like. We end up losing a bunch of time there, but I thought I threw the lap away. So I come up over the hill and I look down and I see a 0.8. So I thought it was a 16.8 because that would have been kind of like tying what we ran earlier, but it wasn't. It was a 15.8. So I ended up running basically a full second faster than what I thought I ran. It took me like half a lap to realize I broke the record again. And I ended up cruising around trying to get the car cooled down. We come out and Dylan's fucking hyped. He's already down there like ready to blow air in this thing and get it cooled down. It like I was still in like, I can't believe, did we just really break the record? And he's like, yeah, dude, he was more hyped than me by a long shot. People are all excited and shit. I didn't even realize it. Had no idea. Either way, when you break the record at Gridlife, the rule as it states right now is you're supposed to get impounded. So we're like, okay, well, let's go to impound. So we cruise up to impound. They had no idea we even broke the record. So I've got a video of me going, no, you're going to impound this damn car. It's the rules. So I made them inspect the car. It's the rules. Make them inspect it.
Was this on Saturday?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, what had happened was they had a bunch of other stuff going on
Yeah.
at the same time. And so this was the session where I met you at turn 5. And we where you came off track, we pulled the cart out down there. No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't. No, you met me at turn 5.
Oh.
You met me at turn 5 and we cooled the car down there. We got a bunch of video of that. And then you hopped in the car. We cruised to impound.
Yeah, we pulled in and they were like, we don't even have a text for you guys.
They're
And
like,
I'm like, dude, we still broke the record.
yeah.
And you're yelling at them.
I'm like impound my damn car.
You guys were so stoked when you broke the record on Saturday.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, we weren't supposed to. Okay. We were absolutely not supposed to break that record then, especially with that kind of heat.
Just for the record, every time I ever send Dewey out to go test something, he usually breaks the record. Mid-Ohio 2023, I'm like, yeah, go ahead. First session out. Let's go heat cycles these tires in, bed them in and feel the car out. And he goes out and breaks the record. Hey, let's go make sure that we that the brakes are working and everything's good. We'll
Yeah.
throw the new tires on, isolate the issue, goes out, breaks the record. And I'm like, from now on, I'm just gonna be like, hey, go test this real quick.
Hey, just go put a lap in. It doesn't matter. Break the record. So I got to be real. We were kind of shitting our pants at this point too, because Luca, with the built Supra, they got within 0.2 of us. Okay, like they were getting scary close at this point. So we were worried.
He dropped like 6 seconds Saturday morning. I feel like they just figured the car out. Like maybe they were fighting something.
They were. I don't know if you heard what they were fighting.
5 or 6 seconds.
They were having problems with the rear diff. Every time they'd leave a corner, they just blow the tire off. Like it was not locking at all. They managed to figure out how to get that to function and immediately knocked a ton of time off. Which makes sense. I mean, you think about how much time you'd lose between like 5 and 6 and, leaving any of those kind of slowish corners with a car with that kind of power and rear wheel drive. Dude, you're just going to annihilate the tire. It ain't going to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was what they got sorted out. And I guess the car would do weird crap in the carousel because it's an open diff. The thing was just being open. Once they got that sorted out, like the car immediately came to life and they got fast really quickly. So we were worried. We're like, these dudes are breathing down our neck. And then we put another second on them and we had a pretty good evening. I'm not gonna lie. We were stoked.
You got ice cream too.
We got ice cream the next day.
Oh, it was after winning. Okay.
This is Saturday. So we set the record. We went into the next day knowing we were in a pretty good spot. What was nice about this is we knew we didn't have to go out the next morning. Okay.
And it was hot.
It was hot. The second the sun came up, it was hot. It never cooled down that night. So going into Sunday, which is when Podium Sprint was, we're in a good spot. The only thing we really had to change on the cars, my code brown, we found out I went from an 1/8 inch of toe out to like a 1/4 inch of toe in.
Correct.
Yeah. And so we ended up tweaking that and the car now had a little more front end under it. But it was balls hot. Stupid hot.
Stupid hot.
So we go out for Podium Sprint and we knew we were going to have to probably run in the 16s for as hot as it was to win it, but we weren't going to need much more. This is when the system came into play. Okay. We had to figure out a way to tell me in the car, because radios were not going to work, to tell me if I needed to run another lap. The plan was always going to be run a hot lap, run a cool down, let me know if I need to run a hot lap again. Okay. So the system we came up with was we had a bunch of these bright colored poster boards. And Dylan picked these up. We had talked about this a little bit before, and I thank God you got these. We decided we're only going to use one, okay? And we sent warranty all the way out to Canada Corner, which is the very back corner, okay? So the system as it sits, and this is a bright green piece of poster board. You can actually see them waving this thing around in Podium Sprint if you watch it. So, bright green piece of poster board. What I needed them to do is get right at the braking zone of Canada Corner. So it was right around the 500 on the inside of the track. And I want them on my out lap. I want them to wave it around so I could figure out where they were at and where I had to look. I'm going to go run my hot lap, but on my second lap, because I get 3 laps with Podium Sprint. Okay. On my second lap, which I was going to use as a cool down, I need you to wave that thing if I need to run another hot lap or not, or keep it down if I don't. Now that doesn't mean that they still couldn't run it in the third the third lap, their third lap, but the chances of it, with all of them being rear-wheel drive and it being that hot, the chances of them being able to run anything faster at that point was extraordinarily low. So
keep in mind, Dewey can see his time on the dash,
but I can't see anybody
else's.
Can't
see anybody else's. So I'm on the phone with Warranty, and I'm watching the live stream, and I'm watching timing and watching what everyone else is doing. So when it really came down to is us talking about it, and not Dewey, Warranty, Graham, everybody down the corner, and making the decision after seeing the times to go, hey, don't let him run another lap. We're good to go.
Yes.
Because.
So either way,
you said it. Go ahead.
Yeah. Either way, that system worked great. We'll talk about how you guys implemented it, but I'm going to explain what happened during the lap here. So.
Okay, go for it.
I go out on my warm-up lap to start. Warranty, flawless. You're out there waving it back and forth. You were in the perfect spot. You were so easy to see. It was a flawless system. Okay. So cool. I go out on my hot lap. I go into 1. Everything's working good. Shifting down the straight. Things great. Come through 1. Between 1 and 3, 3 being the next like hard corner, I go to downshift and the trans ain't having it. It's not letting me get into gear. So I have to right there immediately revert to, I have to heel toe. So it didn't go in. I'm still on the brakes. So I have to start banging revs to get this thing to go down in gear. I gotta be real, guys. I'm super proud of myself for this, that I managed to immediately revert to heel towing. And then I didn't fuck up and then also make my brain go back to H pattern. Like, cause.
And this happens in like turn 1 of the fast lap.
Yeah. It's coming out of turn 1, going into turn 3. So the next major break zone, you can see, and I'm going to post this lap up, I don't know, this weekend or something, of me trying to downshift it, not doing that, and me immediately start like just reverting back to old boogie, except not trying to. You got to remember, if you're going down in gears, you're very used to an H pattern. And if I were to go, it's going to be backwards. I had to remember, this is downshift, this is upshift. So a lot of calculation happening in my brain in a very short period of time. I'm like, okay, doesn't matter. Still got to run this damn lap. So manage to heel toe, get the car turned in well, going down the straight, upshifts ain't working, immediately recognize that ain't working either. So I'm having to like fully get off clutch shift going up also. Okay. So I'm full lift shifting, and you can see it in the data in every shift. You see it in the speed traces where I'm losing this time. Come down into 5, and dude, I tell you what, I got heel toe down to a fucking science. I'm pretty damn proud of myself. This car is smooth as shit. Okay. Come in through 5, feels good. Brake early for 6. Car feels great. Still doing my thing. Lift shifting where I need to. I even bang my lift shift in the carousel, so it feels nice leaving. I think I actually picked up a little speed through the carousel going through there, because I had, been looking at data in our system now of getting out of the car, watching video, looking at the data, seeing, it's really working. It's helping me. It's helping Dylan. It's helping Graham. Like the system is working really well, and you can really tell I'm picking every lap. I'm getting quicker and quicker. Come through Canada corner, doing some, get my heel toes right. I probably could have went 1 gear down lower and didn't. But I left through Canada corner really well, just a gear higher than I wanted to, and I lost some time there, and you can see that. But that slowed me down enough to where it allowed me to get over a little bit for turn 14. So I had a little better exit turn 14. Went through and I ran a 16.3, I think is what I ran, or a 16.2 for podium sprint.
16.2. So it was only half a second slower than your record lap, which was in much better conditions. So,
It was
given the heat,
not only
you
that,
did
and
great.
having a heel toe. But this is the thing I wanted to
Yep.
beat in. The amount of people who think the only reason we're going faster this year is due to this sequential, we set the record without it. That was still faster than our old record and faster than anybody else that ran the whole weekend. Okay? So it's not due to the sequential. It's due to us refining everything. It's us getting better with the process. And like it to me, that was just this really vindicating piece of proof that it is not just the sequential. Okay.
We also still don't have floppy paddles.
Yeah, we have to take our hand off the wheel to grab. So if we screw up a little bit, we can't just fix it going like this. Hands got to come off. I've got to yank a gear, and a lot of stuff's got to be right for it to go in the gear. So there's a lot of setup before and after corners for that stuff to work correctly.
Remind me, did you have to use the clutch to upshift as well?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
It was full lift. It's not flat foot shifting. It is a full lift shift.
Oh geez,
I
damn.
had to let off the gas because there has to be a dip in the throttle or it won't go in the next gear.
Yeah. Did you figure out what caused that?
Or the heat. So we have a problem right now where there is radiant heat making its way all the way through our linkage is the easiest way to explain this. But it's hitting we have a strain gauge in the lever itself, and that's what the ECU sees to know if I'm pulling or pushing. Okay, so it's got to be within a certain range. Well, what we're finding is if it gets hot, it moves out of the range. So then it just stops working. It thinks we're either always upshifting or always downshifting. I think it's always upshifting. But once it moves out of the range, it just stops working.
Yeah.
So
question in the chat. How much time do you think you would have gained if you didn't have that issue and had to use the clutch?
About a half second, maybe.
So we all went out to that far Canada corner. It's a really nice area to watch the track.
Yes.
See you come through. Your wife, Megan, and Joanna, Dylan's girlfriend, they walked all the way out there. That's got to be 2 miles in 90-degree heat. And then Graham scooped me up with the poster board, and we took the golf cart out there. And it took us 10 or 15 minutes on the golf cart to get out there.
I couldn't believe I saw him out there when I was there. I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Because that was a fucking hike to get there.
This whole facility is massive. It is
big.
Incomprehensibly large.
Yep.
And everything is a cool place to watch the track. There's like 6 different places to watch that are all fantastic.
I couldn't believe how many people were camping next to the track, lining the whole damn thing. And this is a 4-mile track.
Yeah. I could hear the concerts, the music from the other side. And then I went over there. Kevin from Limit Plus One drove me over there.
Yeah.
And there's a ton of people for the concert and a ton of drifters for like the go-kart course.
Yeah.
It's like a completely separate festival on the other side of the Gridlife time attack. So
they had running all over the place too. And there's so many cool places to watch. The track is super cool. But I can't believe they walked all the way out there.
You can hide 50 to 100,000 people in this place. Just like lose people in there. I
think they're gonna try to cram 100,000 people in there. We'll get into that.
Yeah,
because we still ain't done with this story. So either way, we end up getting this W. We're psyched. Okay. We come in. We're dancing around. We got some great video of it. I'm hugging my wife. Like it's great. I mean, dude, it's as good as it gets. Nothing is better than seeing Dylan as hyped as I am after all the work he put in, like getting this win. Okay. And like, there's no denying we're not here without Dylan. Okay.
Yep.
So we're losing our shit. We are literally losing our shit here, having a great time. Everybody's cheering. I didn't 100% know for certain that we had won until people started cheering after I was coming up the hill after I came off the track, because I can't see other people's times, But then people are like cheering and doing all that. And I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure this is a win. And then like I got over the hill and everybody starts screaming. I'm like, oh shit, it's on now. But it's so, yeah, we hop out of the car and just start losing our shit. We're having a great time. I would say a solid hour or so goes by and Abram wants to have a conversation with me. Okay. Now, this is where we start having some, people wonder if we, how a lot of things have happened. Okay. So I've always been very, very upfront about pretty much anything on Boogie. Boogie is built to the rules. Right to the, now I'm not going to lie. It's to the rules. There's really not even gray area to it. Everything that is on Boogie has been looked at, authorized. Anything that you might think is gray area is not gray area. Okay. But we had two things brought up. One of them was legit, and I'll explain this. So we still have no idea who brought this complaint up, but if I want to answer both of these. One of them was for, does Boogie have HVAC in it? And the answer to that is, if you read in the rules, anywhere where your roll cage interferes with something, you can remove it. We have a dash bar that goes across that is there for the roll cage that would go right through our heater core. So it's not there. It's way heavier than a heater core, but it's not there. Now, that stretches all the way to the other side. We have a blower motor in there, the OEM blower motor. All the mounting and everything was there, and it fit in and did not interfere. The blower motor's still in there. It's still there because it wasn't interfered with. Like it runs. Like it's still there. It's just anything that was in the way of that bar isn't there. So it's not there. And by the rules. And this had been cleared forever ago. So they questioned that. And that's fair. By all means, question, ask. And this was like 2019 when I had this cleared. So it was a long time ago. Abram probably didn't remember. It's not a big deal. Okay. Now, the other thing they brought up, and this was actually a legit complaint. The plate that I had on Boogie at that point was out of date. It was still an Illinois plate. So they were questioning, is this car even registered? And you know what? That's a fair question. Whoever asked that, completely fair question. You rate to ask that question. But here's what happened. And this is kind of why there was like an ice cream protest thing. Okay. I got told to go get ice cream.
You got told? You didn't just do it?
I got nudged towards it. It wasn't getting told. It was, hey, maybe it'd be a good idea to go to the ice cream. And I'm like, really, man? I got to be real. I'll be very upfront with this. I don't like getting ice cream in Boogie because of the roll cage and the head restraint seats. It's very hard to see side to side. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't like riding around in Boogie because if we get hit and I don't have a helmet on, that's sketchy.
Yep.
Okay. And all of this stuff is in there for my safety. Like, other than that, yeah, it's loud, whatever. You get an exhaust ticket. I don't care. That's on me. But it's on street tires, drives down the road, taillights and all that shit work. We got a headlight, whatever. It all works. So I have no problems with driving it down the road. I think the shit's funny. Kids love it. It's great. But we kind of got told to go get ice cream. But either way, back to this. My Illinois plate was out of date. Okay. I had moved to Tennessee and re-registered the car in Tennessee, somewhere between Tennessee and Maryland, whether it was in the RV, at the shop, somewhere in my fucking shit garbage office. It's probably in here. I lost the plate. And honestly, it was a really boring Tennessee plate. I can't find the damn plate.
It doesn't say Boogie. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4 ASCF.
Yeah, really boring, normal Tennessee plate. I had plans of getting a cooler plate, and then I'd put it on there. And honestly, I just kept blowing it off. That's on me. But I kept paying registration on it. Okay. So the plate, if you were to run the VIN number, will come back as Eric DeWitt, Tennessee, completely legal. It's got insurance. Like it is a street legal vehicle. Okay. But I have not been able to find that plate. Again, 100% whoever brought this up, that was a very legitimate complaint. And I think that's fair. So I just went to the DMV and paid a bunch of money to get a plate to make sure I jumped on the NADE for redoing the plate. And it's even registered from the time, because I already paid for this year from before the event. It's like 6/2 or whatever. It's from June. Okay. So it's a June tag, not July, not I just did it this month. It's a June tag because I had already paid registration this year. So, and then I have a customized plate coming. So
is it Boogie Dolly Parton?
No.
No.
Oh, it's so good. And I can't wait to show it to everybody. It's really good. I'm not.
I don't know it.
No, I'm going to unveil it, but I can tell you there couldn't be a more perfect plate. Okay.
All right.
But I do have currently, and it will be on, even though it's going to be boring looking, because I don't think the personalized plate's going to show up in time. There will be a Tennessee, very boring bitch Tennessee plate on at Lime Rock. So everybody calm down.
So how did they leave it? So this plate, you misplaced it, but you have at least proof that registration exists. You can invent proof that insurance exists.
Yes.
But you had the wrong plate on the car.
Which, from an outside view, from any, if you were a competitor and you're going, that car probably isn't even registered, I'd understand why you'd think that, because, look at Boogie. It's insane. Okay?
Yeah.
I could see
So
why.
how did they leave it?
No,
did they let it go as a gray area, or did you?
It wasn't even I guess you can call it a gray area. I told them, I'm like, it is registered. I lost the plate. They're like, hey man, make sure it's here for the next event. I know you run your shit by the rules. We're going to give you the benefit of the doubt here. But this is why he said this. He's like, you probably should go get ice cream. Okay.
Okay. I get it now. All right. So it's a little give and take. Okay.
And I was like, you know what? That's cool. Hey guys, let's go get ice cream. And to make sure nobody said shit, we brought Cal with us. So Cal went and got ice cream with us. And,
in his car?
In his car. So we went and got ice cream at Gezert's or whatever the hell that place is called. And it was a good time. We cruised down the highway, got some ice cream, came back, parked the car right at the podium.
Yep.
It was great. I got to be real. I think it was fantastic. And that's why that happened. So everybody knows.
I'm looking forward to this new customized plate that's even better than Boogie Dolly Parton edition.
Yes.
I cannot wait.
You're not prepared. The plate, I would have immediately got this plate if it existed when I first moved to Tennessee.
Okay.
So it's a customized plate. They have a ton of customized plates in Tennessee. And they change them a lot. So I'm hyped. I'm big hyped.
Okay. So, interesting. Well, I might have to do some research after we say goodbye for the day.
Yeah.
On what could it possibly be that was not in existence when you first moved to Tennessee. But it'll be some bedtime reading.
Put it to you on the side so you can see it.
Okay.
But it's really good. But you can't tell anybody else. It's so good.
I won't tell anybody. Pirate rules.
Yep. Legitimately pirate rules. We'll cut you. So yeah, we drove the car back on the trailer.
Yep.
Rob Wilkinson he did a little mini photo shoot after, and the big garages were empty. So it was like some really cool light, and he had the car pointed in some weird directions, and so it got like a mini photo shoot in there. I'm really hyped to see what comes of that. But yeah, the car pulled right into the trailer. We went and had celebratory food. It was really a good time. Yep. And then we made it all the way to Michigan City, Indiana, and stayed at a Holiday Inn Express so we could have really cold showers and stretch out on beds and kind of just, get real good sleep. And while we were in the parking lot trying to figure out where the hell we were going to park this RV, Dylan and I met the most insane human being I've ever met in my life. Dylan's going, oh my God, I forgot about this. I guarantee it.
Okay.
This dude,
This is saying a lot.
dude. So we're sitting here trying to figure out like exactly how we want to put the RV in here to give enough space for somebody to get out, like a semi if they needed to. Okay. So how far we need to back it up. So I'm in the truck. My 16-year-old's behind me. And then Dylan's outside talking to me. And we're kind of at this corner and we're sitting here chatting. This guy appears out of nowhere. He is wearing a nice suit. Okay, this is a very nice suit. And he's got what looks to be a cello that he's got kind of hanging in a bag behind him. And he walks up and he's just like, hey, is there an event going on here? And we're like, where did this dude come from? Okay. And like, first off, he just
He didn't
appears.
just pop up. I'm out of the truck. Dewey's sitting in his driver's seat. And this dude comes out of nowhere. Again, wasn't a cello case, maybe a violin case.
Whatever. Small.
Dude,
He had it.
wow, starts walking towards me with vengeance.
Like this guy.
Vengeance.
This guy, like Dylan was like thinking Dylan was prepared to get stabbed. Okay. So either way, this dude rolls up and he's like, is there an event going on? And we're like, what the fuck? We're like, I don't know. We just came from somewhere else. And then this guy just goes, yeah, so I play in the orchestra for the New York, Michigan City Giants. Something, dude, it got really weird. Okay, this guy starts talking and he just starts rambling. There's no way this guy wasn't on all of the drugs. Okay.
Okay.
Like something about the New York, Michigan City Giants, something orchestra, but they play baseball. Like, dude, I'm telling you, this was the weirdest conversation I think I've ever had. Okay. So I don't know if it's
I've not had to back up from people, but this guy came up on us so fast and like so close.
And it was so weird. And
I couldn't figure it out because the dude's wearing a suit with an instrument case.
And it's 2 a.m. Like, and he is, dude, this is a nice suit. This isn't some rat box. Like, this guy is put together. Okay. The dude walks up and he's talking about rambling just like crazy about this Michigan, like something Giants, whatever, yada, yada, yada. And he plays with people all over. I'm like, that's really cool, man. And he's like, we finally get him to like, hey man, we gotta go. We've gotta, get stuff parked and all that. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he just turns around and he walks right off into the woods.
Like through a field that's like puddles of water.
Yeah, like, dude, and he's got really nice shoes on. He just walks off into the woods. We never see him again. So we park and I go inside and there's a cop inside, okay, who just rolled in here. And I tell the cop, I'm like, hey man, look, I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble or whatever, but there's a guy outside. He's really strange and he's walking around in a suit and he's got like a violin with him. And he just walked and he gave me like, this guy is not right. Like he's on something's wrong. And the cop's like, I'm like, there's this guy in a suit and he's got a violin with, he's like, is it like a nice suit? And I'm like, yeah, is this dude like skinny and he's got like a violin with him? Like, yeah, this is probably the guy. Oh yeah, we know him. Don't worry about him. That's how our evening ended. Like, okay.
Wow.
Yeah, it was really weird, man. Super weird.
Known quantity. Okay, well that's encouraging that he's living his life. It's just different, I guess. Wow.
Yeah, super strange. Have no idea.
Michigan City. Yeah, that sounds like Michigan City.
Michigan City's a little weird.
Oh,
yes, super strange. But yeah,
wow.
That was, and then Dylan managed to make his way the whole way home. He had to hold up a little bit because one of those wheel bearings was getting hot again.
That same exact wheel bearing.
Yep. But I mean, let's be real, that wasn't repaired in the most you know,
It's not a permanent fix.
Yeah,
it
that
was
is-
in order to get me to the racetrack, maybe, and if not, hopefully home. And the guy at the trailer shop was like, "No way you're getting home." And I think I'm gonna call him tomorrow and let him know I got
like,
home.
fuck you, boy. Guess who made
Yes.
it?
But it sounds like this guy was helpful. So like,
Yeah.
Super
like,
helpful.
Which
Yeah,
is which
all
is
right.
more of a, hey bro, I just want to let you know we made it.
Yep.
So either way, yeah, all in all, that stuck us even further into first place for the championship.
Yep.
We can pull up the
Nice.
points if we need to, but Ryan Matthews, we got what, a 10-point lead on Ryan Matthews right now.
I think it's more than that.
Let's see. Let's just pull it up. Why not? Grid.life. Give me a hot second, kids.
Yep.
Track battle. You can look at all this stuff now real easy. You just go to grid.life, you go into motorsports and then track battle, and point standings is right there on the top. Pick street mod and you can see all sorts of stuff. And then if you click on the people in it, you actually can see stuff about their cars and them and all sorts of shit. So we have 96 points. Ryan has 85. Ryan in second place has 85. So we've got 11 points on him. Jamie Santos has 67 in third. Cal is right on his ass with 64. Luca, who only has
3 events.
3 events in, so he isn't totally, sorted yet. He's in 5th with 51, but again, he's only got 3 events. So Luca's probably going to get in that podium, season mix here real quick. I'm thinking they're going to be at Lime Rock. He's going to be pretty quick. Kyle McHugh, I was really expecting to become a serious issue, and he kind of took his ball and went home. And then might as well throw Graham into the mix here. Graham is down in 8th right now, but Graham is still sorting this out. But he has 3 events with 38 points. If he gets 4 events, maybe he might still be able to, get up in the top 5. But a lot of stuff would have to start going right. That's kind of where we're at right now for the season. So we're looking pretty good in the point standings right now, but a lot can happen in a short period of time. We go to Lime Rock and, have an early failure or some god awful shit happens. That can
knock on wood right now.
I'm just saying, we have to take it seriously. We can't lay off the gas right now. We have to take Lime Rock super serious. This is not time to lay off the gas. This is, if anything, this is the time to get as serious as possible to try to, get this done. So Serapin Wolf, are you running full schedule this year or no Laguna? Our plan isn't to run Laguna. Okay. We do not want to, it's so expensive to get there. I don't have tickets for it right now. It's not something we have any plans of going to. Okay. Our plan right now, honestly, is Lime Rock Park and pit race. That's it. That's the plans. We're hoping to sew it up. If we want to come out at Lime Rock swinging hard, okay. If we can get Lime Rock done, swinging hard, it's going to get not mathematically impossible, but mathematically hard. And then we're probably going to lay off the gas. That I think is the idea. We're going to try to sew this up at Lime Rock if we can. So then we can go to pit race and chill. I think that's kind of the idea, correct, Dylan?
Yeah, the plan is to go to Lime Rock and kind of, we have a good time there from a couple years back, and we kind of know what to expect.
Yep.
And to kind of lay down a fast time, hopefully, and see where that puts us points-wise.
Yes, that is the idea. Bailey is in the mix, just while we're talking about points. Why don't we pull Bailey's shit up here? We'll probably pull Bailey on here in a few minutes too. But Bailey, point standings, Club TR. The points are crazy close in Club TR. So you have Mario Moroni in his Civic was 77. Bailey right on his ass was 76 points. Like literally right
Wow.
on his ass. Okay.
Is that for first place?
Yes, this is for season point standings. And then
Holy cow.
only a few points back is Peter Granberg in third with 73 points. And then you have Stan Feingold, who does he only have 3 events? Only has 3 events with 66 points. Like, I'm telling you, dude, it is a war zone. You also have Evan McLaren's only got 3 events at 60 points. Like, it is a complete shootout right now for who's going to win this for the season. Bailey is very much in the mix of this. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy.
Nice.
Oh my God. Rob Wilkinson just sent me a little preview. Ooh, it's good.
Man, while you're saying that, I need a Boogie poster. I need to find like every picture Rob Wilkinson has ever taken of your car and pick my favorite and get it framed.
Yep, get a proper print.
Yep.
Excuse me. One thing a lot of people don't realize is Rob Wilkin, all these photographers that are there, they make their money by people purchasing, print or purchasing the photos from them, but pretty much all of them have the ability to purchase a print also. So you can, whatever pictures they take, you can say, hey, I want this picture, but I'd also like a print. And they can do cheesy prints that are kind of cheap, or they can do nice prints, which are giant photos, and that's the way to do it. And they're like $120, but then you put that in a frame and it is gorgeous. And I have a few.
Oh yeah. That's not bad. Getting a big poster framed is over $100 most of the time, so I do not mind paying good money for a print.
Behind me, you can't see this. That is a Larry Chen picture of Boogie way back in the day, printed. My buddy Chris got it for me, glowing brakes and all that. That's when they did that night session. Do you remember when they did that? That was so sick at Gingerman.
Yes, I do, and yes, it was.
I wish they'd do that again. That was a lot of fun. But yeah, that was and then I've got a few of them inside of some of my favorite ones. But yeah, I highly recommend. If you like a particular picture or whatever, and it's you can, even if it's somebody else's car, you can get a print and buy it from them. Like it's dude, you're supporting those photographers. And it's awesome. It's really great. Really psyched for Jeremy going back to this though. His plan was to be done after Road America. He wasn't planning on being in the mix of this at all. And now he just picked up Lime Rock. He's going after this championship. Like he's full pirate mode right now. Lime Rock and
I like that.
What's up? I'd like to see him maybe, we'll see. Maybe he'll sneak into Chicago too. That's not his home track though. And if he goes there and gets his, dick smacked in by Peter Granberg, that might actually not help him. And that is kind of Peter's home track. So yeah, I absolutely hate Chicago. I hate Autobahn. I've said it a million times. I'm still on a boycott with Autobahn. So the chances of you seeing me drive around at Autobahn are very low. Not a big fan. I just can't stand it. I hate the way the people who own and run that track act. So.
Yep, I hear you. It's a country club, all right.
It is.
I like it, but I'm not mad at you for not liking it. That's for sure.
You're also pinky up highfalutin.
I appreciate that. I'll take that as a compliment and say nothing more about it.
That's fine. I'm just saying, have you seen some of your bikes?
Yeah, I have. I have really nice bicycles, and I have a really nice job. So I got no leg to stand on for this.
Yep.
So
that's what you get. So that's what the rest of the season's looking like for Bailey and I. We're hyped, man.
I could tell it from my perspective. This weekend was really smooth. Everything just worked a little bit better than most weekends.
We learned a lot. And one thing that is helping us a ton is the system we implemented. And that system is when I get out of the car, I cannot go run around and do anything else. I have to immediately go into the trailer, take my GoPro out of my head, unload that thing onto the PC, get my fire laps up, and then I have a whiteboard with a drawing of the track on it, and I immediately just barf anything that's in my head onto it. And it
Nice.
because my ADHD, if you were to ask me in a half an hour, it's all gone. It has to
I
get out of
believe
my
that.
head, written down right now while my brain is on that. Because the second it starts chasing dopamine somewhere else, it's gone.
How did you put this together? Whose idea was it?
It's a little both Dylan and I. We knew we needed to start unloading data, but
Great.
the whiteboard idea was definitely mine. And it was because I basically just was like, I need a scratch pad of some sort where I can just shorthand barf a bunch of shit. You know, maybe I can draw on it. I can, just shit that I can lay down really quick and kind of get it out of my head. And that's
smart.
Yeah. And it's working really well. That system has worked really well. It's allowed us to make intelligent changes. And Dylan will be the first one to tell you, and I still lay this on me, but we fucked up at Midwest Fest. We should have won Midwest Fest. And it was entirely due to us making a knee-jerk change that we shouldn't have because we didn't look at the data. It's our fault. And I still put this on me because the data we were going on was skewed. And if we would have watched video and talked about it, it wouldn't have been skewed.
Yeah.
That's our fault.
I do want to say I voted for the other tires, and that's all I have to say about that.
We would have done it that way.
Yep.
But
that's okay. That's okay.
This is one of those situations where sometimes you learn more from losing. Okay. And we learned a lot from that. If we would have won, we probably would not have implemented this the way we did, as hard as we did.
Yeah.
And we needed to. It has made us a better team.
That's exactly why I'm not mad about it. So I'm really glad you guys got this system. And I'll tell you how my weekend went. You know a little bit about this, but Graham's RV was down for about a month. Actually, I think it was closer to 5 or 6 weeks.
Freaking Chrysler product.
Yeah. Had a bunch of recalls done. The turbo went out, the diesel particulate filter went out, and it took a long time to get it.
What caused the turbo to shit?
So I don't know the order of operations. I'm putting it together from what Graham has told me.
It was something. Whatever was recalled killed the turbo.
Yeah, the fuel system was recalled, which sounds like it either killed the turbo or the DPF, the diesel particulate filter. I'm thinking it created a lot of back pressure because that filter got clogged.
Yes.
And that harms the turbo, and because of all the back pressure. And then it caused the downpipe to blow out because it was running under maximum pressure going nowhere.
Yes.
So the downpipe looks like a U shape and it's completely blown out. So the whole thing is a mess. The thing didn't drive at all. So he had dropped it off, I think in late May when he was out here in Illinois tuning. And so it got finished Friday afternoon and Graham was already up at the track. Yes. He knew I was coming. So he called me up. He's like, hey man, I really need you to go get my RV. Can you do this for me? I'm like, absolutely. So I pick it up, take it up there. RV's fixed. I have not seen Graham that happy in a long time.
He was hyped.
I forget. Dude, I forget people are not like me. I'm a very logical person. I keep, pretty even keel all the time. That's why you keep me around. But man, Graham went from really frazzled to really happy in a hurry. So I was happy to help with that. And so RV got fixed. And then the rest of my contribution for the weekend was just kind of helping the team, like doing people things. I didn't really touch the car that much this weekend, but
you were super vital when we needed you. Okay.
Yeah.
Especially when that's why I wanted you to be the guy holding the the cardboard, because if it would have been Graham, he would have did something stupid. Okay. Like, I knew you were going to be really methodical about go take the bright ass cardboard out there. You understand the system and why we're doing it and the way we're doing it.
Yep. Yeah, that's what you need. So it's a return to form from the early years of you going racing, which is, I don't know much about cars at all, but I help out with all the small stuff. So yeah, it made me happy.
No, it was sick, man. And, you know, it was awesome having you there. So, but
Yeah.
aftermath, going into, let's talk about Lime Rock real quick. Lime Rock's coming up in a couple of weeks. We're real low on brake pads. Unfortunately, EBC accidentally sent me the pad for my old caliper, not my new caliper. So we ran it last session with a very thin pad. So we got brake pads coming. Fortune Auto has a really badass update coming to the coilovers. The coilovers got to Fortune today and are currently being massaged. So we got some big new fancy stuff coming. I don't know how much I'm allowed to show or say, but I can say there's some really good hardware updates that I think are going to be a must for track-oriented folks. Okay.
Nice.
Very excited about that. And other than that, we're messing around with some small stuff. But the car is in pretty good shape, which is really awesome.
Did you say that you might have damaged the suspension with one of your offs?
Yeah, I think either through the hopping or that spin, we might have put a slight bow in the coilover in the actual body itself, but it still seemed to be functioning. But I got a feeling like basically everything from that corner is probably going to get replaced.
Okay, so well, good timing.
The bouncing was so
fortunate
bad.
timing.
Yes. But we learned a lot also. Next time we start running into bouncing, we know we've went too high on rebound. That was I was very surprised to see that being the issue, but that was exactly the thing that solved it. We need to go down, not up.
So less rebound control.
Yes, and the bouncing went away immediately.
Wow, okay.
Now, I don't know where that point is to where it starts to hop, but we're well under it right now. So we kind of know where our starting point's going to be when we get these back and put them back on.
Nice. So Lime Rock is in 2 weeks, you said?
Yeah, it's like 2 weeks. So it's coming pretty quick.
Cool.
Super pretty track. And there will be, I think that's going to run in a normal time attack format, not a podium sprint, which is pretty cool. Hopefully we can go out. I'm going to be just beating the shit out of the sim. Same thing that Bailey needs to be doing. Beat the shit out of the sim. So.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
Successful weekend, man.
I think real quick, just because I want to bring Mary on here real quick as a quick, I went to a Gridlife and what it was about. Okay. So I'm going to pull her on real quick.
Okay.
Mary, are you ready to talk? There she is.
Hello.
So, hi, Mary.
You finally listened and went to your first Gridlife event. Let's do a quick overview. Was Gridlife, how close was it to what I said it was going to be? And did anything surprise you?
It was nowhere close like what I expected.
Yeah?
I guess in hindsight, I don't really know what I expected. I had done the research. I've watched all the app media for Gridlife for so long. I've actually been invited to Gridlife. I think one time they came to Texas a few years ago, and I really did not understand how so cool it is. Like, honestly, I just thought it was a bunch of money pretending to be autocross, but like big boys.
Yes.
No, nowhere close.
I love that description.
But it's a good way of, if you don't know, you don't know. And I want to put this into perspective. Mary's been to some huge ass events. She's down in the land of Texas 2K. Okay.
Right.
Like,
Mary's,
there
I'm
was a
pretty
point in
sure
time
you've
that
went to World
people
Cup,
knew my
have you
name
not?
at TX2K.
Exactly.
Mhm.
And
Right.
you also, I'm pretty sure have you ever went to World Cup?
Oh yeah,
Well, okay.
twice. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there you go. So
Wild.
she's been to she's been to some of these huge drag events,
And I'm friends with these drag people. I just like you. I go to these events to watch
Absolutely.
people I know.
Absolutely. And this isn't by any means me trying to bag on it, but what I'm
No,
trying to
not
say
at
is
all.
you've been to some of these big events. So you're like, I'm telling you to come to this weird Gridlife event. And you're like, there's no way this is going to be anything the size of that.
I mean, you have to understand. Last year I had an RV sleeping on the side of the track, and I'm on the starting line at TX2K,
Yes.
just chatting it up. Like, so yeah, I'm like, you're never gonna top that.
Well,
Boy, was I wrong.
That's crazy.
I'm telling you, man, it's different. Anybody who has never been to one of these events, I recommend for your first event never should be going there to compete. Your first
Absolutely.
event should be going there to understand it. Okay, go to the
Mhm.
event to hang out, be a fan, see what it's
Yeah.
like to be a fan. You don't have to know anything about what's going on. People are going to help you out. The community, whether you don't have to know anybody there. They're going to be inviting.
Okay, so here's the biggest thing that I did not understand. I didn't understand how obtainable not only participating but just being involved in grid life really was. I didn't realize you could just literally go to Walmart, buy a tent and camp on the track.
Yeah.
Like I had no idea. And
Yeah.
I looked into it.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew there were cabins, I knew there were RV spaces, I knew about all the campgrounds around the place, and I got a lame hotel. I was so mad for having a hotel because I would have just gone to Walmart and got a tent and then like given it to somebody
You can
over going 20 minutes to a hotel every
you
day.
can go for so cheap too. Like your ticket, like you got a little bit of an advantage because I got you guys in as crew. Okay. And you look at a ticket price for a Grid Life event, and you're like, holy shit, that's kind of expensive. But you can camp there for like nothing. And it's
Yeah.
a music festival and drifting
Right.
and time
And
attack.
the food, there's so much food. Now, Keith and I have very like restrictive diets, and we still were able to find food, and it's all way reasonably priced. Like I
Yeah.
saw $2 waters at one point.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when was
Road
the last
America.
major?
That's a Road America
Road America,
thing.
the
to
track
a
sells it
certain-
at $2 a bottle.
Road America's pretty cool about having reasonable. Like, I recommend for anybody's first Grid Life event, Summer Apex is a great way to start. You're going to see what a big Grid Life event looks like. The next event I want Mary to go to is actually Pit Race. Okay. I want you to go to a pit race because I want her to see what a small event looks like. But at some point, we got to get Mary to see the insanity that is Midwest Festival. Because it's what happens when they try to cram everything that was going on at Road America in a place 1/5 of the size. Like, it is tiny. So it is nut to butt in that place. And it is insanity.
Okay,
Do we-
here's my experience. Oh, can I?
No, go
So
ahead. Go ahead.
we came in early, and so we got in while you guys were all dealing with Dylan was dealing with the trailer and
Yeah.
getting fuel. And so what was really cool about just that area is we just found a park while you guys were doing what you needed to do. And when we showed up and just got to drive through Friday night, was it Friday night? Thursday night.
Thursday night, because I got you guys in.
Thursday night. Yeah. It was just mind blowing. Like the sunsets. I mean, I'm from Texas, so our sunsets are like breathtaking. But
Yeah.
the sunset up there was really cool. But I think it wasn't just the area and the sunset, it was the vibe. It was like when you come home after winning, suddenly that downtown area that you see all the time just looks so much cooler.
Yes.
Yeah, it was just, and suddenly I was like tense and people just cooking their own food and showers everywhere and garages. And it was just such a wide mix of things that you're right, you really have to go experience. And I wish I could go back and experience it again now knowing how to better experience it.
I wish I could have like Chris Stewart listen to you talk about this, okay? And we might actually clip this part of the podcast because I really want Chris to hear this, and I might just give them the rights to use this because I got to be real. This is what I try to tell people. Okay? You don't know till you've been there, and you hit it right on the mark. It's so hard to explain something like a vibe. Okay?
Yeah.
And Grid Life does that perfectly. And you can't even explain why. And a lot of that is just, it's how the paddock operates and it's the type of people that are there, but they cultivate that culture. And it's different than anything I've ever felt anywhere else ever. And it is worth every amount of effort it takes to be a part of it.
And what's really interesting is it's like there's so many worlds that exist within grid life. And so, we were up on, in the pavement near the garages the whole time. But then when you were off, celebrating or doing your cool down and making your ice cream runs, we finally figured out how to see the rest of the track. And they, Road America is huge. So they had their trolleys. And when we went over to the drift side, that's like a completely different world. And that
Right.
was like, I knew a lot of people over there, but it was just chaos. Wow.
But it's a great vibe and everybody's into
Yeah.
it. And you can walk up to these people that like Von Gittin Jr. is just hanging out there. You know what I mean? If you're big into drifting, that dude's a big deal and he's just chilling. You know what I mean? And they want to be a part of that vibe just as much as anybody else. You will never get closer to these people than you will there, and they're
Yeah,
all
and
just hanging out and having a great time too.
we've hung around drifters before. One of my guys here at the shop is like a drifter, so I've kind of been that vibe. But this obviously was like any drift event you've ever been to in your life times 1,000. But then, and they were so crammed, and they were such beautiful low riding cars that are drift cars, and they were all just crammed in there, and like everybody just loved it. Like nobody didn't just get along, and it was just like the largest lake party in Texas. We just do a lot of lake parties and tailgating, and it was just like that, but
Yeah.
drifting and then smoke everywhere, and it was just wow. And then also what really blew my mind was the amount of people that attend Grid Life that aren't really there for the cars.
Yes, they're
Like,
they're there for the
Yes.
music and they're there for that vibe, and they're just getting and they're getting introduced to car stuff through the music, and how great is that? How great is
so
that?
we went and I tried to get really close to the stage, and it's cool because you kind of could have, except the bass was just so intense that it was like physically painful because I'm old. And so so eventually we just sat in the lawn and just started meeting people. And of course, you know how I roll.
Yeah.
And it was just such a like festival vibe, people. And you were like looking around, and these people, they're not here for the cars. I mean, they enjoyed the cars.
Yeah, it's a part. It's
But
like a bonus for them, but their main vibe is we're here for the music. The cars are a bonus, And then you have people like myself. If I was there as a fan, I'd be there for the car stuff. The music is a bonus, but you meld these two worlds, and you end up bringing people over from music or the other way around, over from cars into said music, and
yeah,
it's so good. It's so good. No, not every event's like that. Okay.
wait, and then there's more. Hold on. I didn't know I needed to show up to Grid Life to spend money for like cool light up stuff and vendors.
Yes.
That blew my mind. Like wow, how many tents there were on the lawn of like really cool things that you could buy,
Yep.
not just merch. That was everywhere. That was really cool.
Yeah.
But I mean, like the light up sticks and the bubble guns that I mean, it was just so I took so many pictures. We have a group from Texas already committed to coming back to Road America next year.
It's
Like,
Fantastic.
that's what's up.
yeah, because I'm just sitting in the lawn, just like sending my friends videos. Like, why have we never done this?
And it's just, if you're even slightly a car person or even slightly a music person, you're going to have a great time. It's just so good.
Yes.
And then the cool thing about Road America, this is why I like Road America over Midwest Fest. In Midwest Fest, you can't really escape it. Okay. If it's too much, if it's too intense and you need to kind of like get back a little bit, Midwest Fest is intense. There's just everybody's so crammed in there. Road America is big enough to where if you're like, yo, I want to go walk around in the woods a little bit, you can do
we
that.
did that.
You can do that. It's big enough to
did
get
that.
away from people. And it could continue to grow. It could twofold, threefold, and there'll still be enough room for everybody. And
Yeah, we were posting videos on the all-wheel drive page showing how just that exactly what we're talking about,
Yep.
just the camping and how you could just get away. We just wanted to explore and it was just man, just a
like,
lifestyle that I just didn't expect.
Midwest Fest, and this is nothing against, what Chris and all of them have built there. Not the best spot for kids because it's just kind of crazy. Road America in Summer Apex, great spot. If you want to bring kids out, you want that to be a family vacation kind of thing, it absolutely can be. And you will have a great time. You'd have to be such a stick in the mud human being, no matter what you like in life, to not have a really good time there. You can have no idea what the hell's going on track and you're still going to have a good time. It's great. It's so great what they're building there. So yeah. I'm so stoked you finally made it out, Mary. It was a lot of fun seeing you, like, this was all the first time for you, you know what I mean? Which was exciting because, it's just the same thing when you're like, and I'm not trying to, it's like when you're having, your kid, when you introduce them to something that you really like and they're experiencing that for the first time. That's how I felt with you guys, is like, you're experiencing this for the first time. And like, it got exciting for me because I knew it was exciting for you, and that
It
was
is so exciting.
it was great. It was super great. And I'm happy you
It's
guys had a
going
good
to
time.
be even more exciting. I
Ye-
mean, what you're doing with it, I mean, that it's one of those things that like you make it look easy,
It's not.
and I know because obviously I'm a driver at a different level, so I'm like watching your videos and I'm just telling you like, oh wow, I know you're driving complicated, but you just make it look so easy that I'm just sitting here like I could do that. Like, sure, I
I
can do that. Obviously,
I am very excited to get more community trying to do this because it's not.
Mhm.
I try to tell everybody this. It's not expensive to compete. It's expensive to win. Okay? Racing isn't expensive. Winning is expensive. But you can dip your toes into this and see if it's something you want to do, and whether it's just start with some small track days and then make your way into grid life. And maybe it's not for you, but like you can try it. This is grassroots motorsports. You don't need, I am not a pro driver. I'm not. Now, I've worked really hard to get where I'm at to be as good at it as I am, but I am pro-am at best. Okay. And there's many better drivers in that paddock than myself. And there's still people that are still trying to figure it out. And, there's people who are just starting on their journey. And then there's people who have been, maybe they came back to it, they're a little older and, and you have all sorts of different age demographics. And the way it's growing, honestly, it's getting easier and easier to find sponsorship for it because the numbers are growing at such an exponential pace that when you show it to people, potential, marketers and stuff like that who are trying to look for a good way for their company to get into a particular demographic or whatever, it is If I tell you what, find a better way to get in with Gen Z than Gridlife. Like, good luck. It is a phenomenal way to hit a particular demographic for not a freakish amount of money. If you see what people are spending on Facebook ads and stuff.
For me, it's half of it, right? Like
Yep.
you make it look so easy that it looks very inspiring, it's very motivating, and it makes you want to just get behind the wheel of a car and try something.
Yes.
But the other half of it, your crew, they make it look so much fun. Like all of them.
Well,
I
winning
think
is
I've
fun.
do
Winning is fun.
Well, not even that. I mean, we were having fun even the first night out,
Yep.
Thursday night before you even go on there. And just their attitudes were so, I said this when I got back. Never in my life have I been to an event where I felt 100% of the time around 100% of the people I could just be my authentic self.
Yep. That's Gridlife.
And that was yeah, Gridlife, your group, all of it. Nowhere once I got inside Road America, I never once felt too much.
If
I
any,
never once and I asked some stupid questions because I did not understand this ice cream thing.
if anybody ever says Gridlife is not an accepting paddock, they're talking so far out their ass.
For real, and we walked around the
you can
paddock.
walk up I mean, you had like a half an hour conversation with the whole DeSold group. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh, yeah, that was cool.
that's what I'm saying. And like, hell, I look at that car and it's a spaceship to me, and I've been doing this for how long? You know what I mean? So again, it's really cool. I'm really stoked. I do got to end this thing at some point, but I'm stoked you guys got out there and got to see it the way I see it. And through that lens finally. And you're going to go out and spread the good word. And I want to get more of our community out there, even if it's just hanging out. You know how awesome it would be to have a Subaru loving nut jobs at the podium ceremony? That would be so sick.
Yeah. I mean, like you said, we're going to Philly pit race.
Yeah,
So
pit race
here's
is
your
gonna
call
be-
out. Anyone that's listening, you guys are Subaru people. Now's the time to go. Let's do it. Last
Pit
race of
race-
the season. Let's watch Dewey take it.
Pit race is going to be super chill. Lime Rock is still a festival, so Lime Rock will be good. If you're out on the West Coast, go check out Laguna. Laguna's still trying to figure out its vibe. But it's still a good festival, and it looks like every YouTuber on the planet's going to be there.
I wish we could go to Lime Rock, but we'll be with Graham in Arizona for Intron training.
Nah, you guys are going to have a good time. Either way,
I know it's going to be great.
we're really stoked. Mary, thanks for coming on again. We had a great time. We got a W, and I'm not sure what we're doing next week, but we'll be back next week. And thanks for hanging out. This was a long one. Holy cow. But we had a lot of fun. And yeah, it's really nice having Boogie working the way Boogie should work. Because man, last year was rough. It made me question everything about my life. So it's been real, it's been fun, it's been real fun, and we will catch you guys next time.